Hey everybody, it's Porter here.
Tom.
And Daniel Tyson.
And we just want to take a minute before this episode aired to kind of explain some things and let you guys know what's up. Currently going through a little bit of a transitional period, and we're switching studios. And the thing is our soundboard went out, and we had some little problems with our last session.
Yeah.
And
your ears might bleed.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is we debated about what to do. You know, it's listenable, but
it's not the quality you've come to expect.
Exactly. But also
it's not bad though.
No, it's also the last episode in Summer Rain Studios. So, you know, we talked about it and we thought, well, we're going to let this one ride and give this little disclaimer before the episode starts. So the good news, because you're hearing me now, you're hearing us all now, is thanks to our patrons, we were able to grab a brand new soundboard, and this is the quality we're hoping to expect from the future.
Yeah, it's much better now.
Yep.
If anything, it's only going to get better.
Yeah, we are currently here in Studio B with the new soundboard. It's our currently unnamed Studio B.
Fine-tuning it all. I mean, we've been sitting here for a couple hours, and we're fine-tuning it, so...
So this is ideally the worst we're ever going to sound in this studio. That's
Fingers
the hope.
crossed.
Yeah, that's the hope.
Don't jinx us now.
Fuck. We ain't even started. I'm already...
It's going to come with a new set of curses.
Oh, boy.
But we wanted to let you guys know what was up, you know, to explain the audio and our decision to let it ride anyway. And again, to thank our patrons.
Yeah, thanks to all of you. It's such a big deal because without you, we might be without an episode for the next few weeks.
We'd have been in trouble. Yeah.
Or you would have been getting this audio that you're about to hear for a bit.
Yeah. And not what we want to bring you. You guys know that.
It's not bad audio, but it's not great. So
it's laptop audio.
There you go.
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, here's the thing. You know, I mean, these donations, this is the moment that it's there for, you know. So rest assured, you know, we're not spending that money at the casino or buying pizza. You know, we've let it sit until we needed it, until a time like this that we were able to just go out, get a new soundboard, no problem. And that's thanks to you guys. So thank you so much for letting us be able to continue what we're doing. And without further ado, then,
on to the episode.
Yeah, enjoy the final episode recorded in Summer Rain Studios. Danny, take it away, buddy. Coming at you from Summer Rain Studios, it's your latest episode of Rage Across the Internet, your very own Werewolf the Apocalypse podcast. I'm your host, Porter. To my left, we've got the incomparable producer, Joey.
Hey, guys.
Straight ahead, we've got the incorrigible Tommy Dixon.
Incorrigible. Oh, I'm just waiting.
Here comes the good one. I don't know what you're going to say, but I know it's going to be awesome.
Well, now you've set me up.
Oh.
The incontinent.
Oh!
Daniel Tyson.
Classy and sexy.
Hey, everybody. You didn't say incompetent.
I was gonna. I was gonna. And then you guys put the pedestal there, and I'm like, oh, well.
I was the red bow and everything.
You know, now I felt like it was gonna be mean.
Now it's mean. Right. I was expecting that exact word. Yes. Hey, Porter,
hey,
everybody. Solid.
That's what we've been reduced to. That's the show you're listening to today.
Okay.
Well.
No, another wonderful day here at the studio.
Yeah.
Recording day.
It's
nothing
like it, man. The weird shit that comes out of our mouths.
Happy Tuesday to all of you.
Right?
If that's when you're listening. Well, you know. We're back to that shit.
Happy Weaver.
That's become a thing.
I know. That is a thing.
Weird.
Yeah. Like it's been a thing for a while.
Should enjoy that because Weaver, you would not be alive without.
I get it. Doesn't mean I'm happy about it.
Why aren't you happy about it?
Happy Weaver.
Sure. Okay then.
That's a weird hill to die on.
Yeah, I know.
He's on my bueno bandwagon.
Yeah,
I don't do Happy Weaver either.
Motherfucker. Yeah, I don't do it either, but I celebrate it, you know? So civil about war anyway. What the fuck are we doing here today?
I don't know.
I don't. Stuck in the barnyard again.
Yes, we have returned.
We didn't notice from the intro title.
Back to the barnyard.
Yeah.
Ooh. Back to the barnyard. I like it.
Barnyard 2 Electric Boogaloo.
There you go.
Oh, that was...
No, don't get overused.
Oh, yeah. That was like Back to the Barnyard. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay with it.
Let's go. Back to the barnyard.
We are back into the barnyard.
Yeah.
Take the Farah.
Yes.
Don't sound so excited.
I'm not.
Aren't I the one who's supposed to hate the Farah? Isn't that the meta plot we have going here?
I think it's just maybe he's hangry.
I'm a little bit. Yeah, you're right in that one.
I gave him beef jerky earlier.
I know.
Forgot his Snickers. Not sponsored.
He's not supposed to have that. He's supposed to have the sugar. It's bad for him.
No, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. No, I'm not happy about this one. We'll get to it.
Didn't you pick this one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yes, I
Yeah.
did.
Oh, well, I'm
I
sorry about your choice.
I think he learned his lesson.
Yeah.
And see, in the rub is the alternative is to have us pick it.
Right.
And like, if I were him, I wouldn't love those odds.
Well, you
That's the
picked the
thing.
last two for me, and I enjoyed both of them, so.
It's like, oh, if that's the case, it's like, would you rather run into a brick wall at 50 miles an hour or only go 30 miles an hour against a car that's coming at you at also 20 miles an hour? Which one?
Are you okay?
That's how I feel with these. Oh my God, I hate this one. I hate this one. I'm so angry at this one.
Ooh, we should let him lead, though.
Danny's
It's
having a
hot
moment.
take.
I know.
He's got quite a hot take, and he's already going.
I think we let
You
him
gotta
go.
go. So Daniel Tyson.
Fuck me.
You
no.
did this to yourself,
No.
now.
Which Farah did you pick?
I'm ripping the Band-Aid off,
You apparently go. You are.
and I picked the Mokole, or the Makole, or however you want to say it, because it doesn't fucking matter.
Oh, I mean,
Jesus.
ripping the Band-Aid off, I think he's pulling the staples out with his teeth.
Everyone was going to kill himself. Listen,
Okay.
weren't we just talking about what a good mood we were all in?
It was.
That was a
You were going to
quick
spray
one.
a razor blade? Fucking
Oh man. Okay.
perk up, Johnny Five.
All right. Fine.
He's feeling a little emo. It's okay.
No, they're not emus, man. We're saurians.
And that's what's irritating. Okay, so just real quick,
What's a where sorry?
Well, shit, what the...
just let me get to it. Okay, I'm getting there.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, you got
Oh,
shushed.
I'm done. Take it away, Dan.
Revenge, Tyson's revenge. Go for it.
Okay, so if you've been listening to the podcast, one, thank you, and two, you've heard the joke on several occasions of getting that dinosaur costume.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I picked these guys. That dinosaur costume is,
That was a mistake.
yeah. Well, fine, that's what I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick the Mokole, or the Mokole. Again,
Just pick one. You
That's
can
right.
You just pick one and go.
okay.
You don't have to go both.
They are Gaia's memories.
Yes.
That's it. That's the memories. And I hate them so hard. I was excited to do this, and then I started reading, and I got so irritated.
Tell us how you really feel, Danny.
Yeah, right? Can you
Get a little in depth here.
Yeah, you gotta
I get you're angry, but why?
But, like,
Why are you angry?
we're Saurians?
What is a where Saurian?
What's a Saurian?
I don't know.
You're supposed to tell us.
I don't know either.
A dinosaurian?
I would assume dinosaur.
But, like,
Saurian.
what's a Saurian?
I can't wait for Corinthians to tell you exactly what a story is.
Yeah.
He is going to put you in your place pretty quick.
Yeah, in like exquisite detail.
Probably.
And I'm using the word exquisite detail, so there's a bar now set.
There is a bar.
Okay,
Let them have it.
the point is,
And all of us, I want to read it.
they were, like, the alligators.
Yes, once upon a time, gators, crocodiles.
Yeah, and those predate humanity by a lot. So we'll start with, they call it the Wonderwork, which is pretty much, it was a giant asteroid. It was like an extinction level event
Yes.
that wiped out the dinosaurs, or some dinosaurs, all but the Makole,
Okay.
and they were what's left of that, kind of.
And you're grabbing this from 20.
Yeah,
Okay.
just pick one, right? Are they alligators or are they dinosaurs? Why are you making them both?
Well, I mean, that's a running change they made. I mean, look, we would sit here, we're going to let you do the bit about being the piss. We would make some fun with that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it was a change that was made over the editions.
Yeah.
Not unlike last time we talked about the Ajiba and how for Revise, their whole position got swapped and it didn't work out too well because of the nature of the thing. I mean, there was a big change. But yeah, they are Gaia's memory,
Yeah.
which consists of the before times, and there's this shit about the Dragon Kings, and we're not talking about that today
No.
because that's
Too
well
much.
before.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that.
And it's a medium enough topic, but that's not. We don't want to confuse the issue, right?
Yeah, and I think you just said it too. It's way before that's going to be necessary for today.
Right.
So, but I guess now that you know my feelings about them, just some I guess cool things about them. Like They're more of the child of Helios, so they're vulnerable to gold, which I thought was kind of cool.
Okay.
The child of Sun, but they also have the gift of Rage from Luna, so they are also vulnerable to silver. So they get 2. Bummer.
Yikes. Okay.
Now I know something unique to the Makoa is that they dream their war forms.
Yes.
Explain that for a little bit.
Well, they, as a kin folk, I guess, if they don't use that same terminology. I don't remember the exact word they use.
Right, but you know,
they, before their first change, they have their dreams, which are sometimes also like future memories, kind of, something along those lines. So in those dreams, they dreamt up their war form, and as their first change happens, their dream is what's coming to light. And I'm not a fan of the forms of that war form, because you can just pick and choose what you want to be.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy shit out there. You know, like horns and breathing fire.
Yeah, breathing fire. Which ones I was picking out?
Godzilla.
Yeah, you can get a hinged jaw, long neck, wings.
Now, is there
gills.
a limit?
Yes, when it happens at character creation.
Okay.
It's so let's say you have 3 gnosis. You pick 3 of their predestined list.
Okay.
So also you can buy. There's a select few that you can buy more than one of. So if you want like the extra tall one, you can have 2 of that.
Okay.
So you're double extra tall.
Mecha Godzilla.
I don't know if robot skin is one. I just dream I was a Garu, personally.
See? That's
I mean, if it were up to me.
much better idea. But they're, they say very little. They don't have metis. They don't explain why. They just say they only have the 2 breed forms. And that's the Sukid and then the Hamid. Their Arkid, which is, I guess, like their war form, that's the one you can pick all the different cool things you want to have on yours that makes you different than anybody else.
Okay.
Your Dreamt war form. There's also the Draconic. I might be saying that one wrong, but it doesn't matter because that one doesn't exist anymore. And ever since Wonderwork, which was that asteroid level event, none of them can access to that form anymore.
Well, which goes back to the Dragon Kings.
Right.
And then again, we're not touching it, but it's those of you who play Chrono Trigger, just think the Reptites, and that can be good enough for today.
It's a good idea.
We're not talking about it today. That can be good enough if you have no idea what we're talking about. There it is.
So now, at the same time, because they're the children of Sun rather than Moon, they have their version of auspices, which, depending on which part of the book you're reading, it can either be aspects or auspices. They go back and forth.
Okay.
Which I thought was cool, and I'm not going to list them off. It's not necessary. We have 3 other fair to go through. But I just thought it was cool. It's the different phases, quote unquote, of the sun rather than the phasing of the moon. So, and then there is one that I do want to throw out, though. It was the solar eclipse.
I was just going to ask about that.
Yeah, those ones are, when they're born, those ones are considered like the leaders, even closer to like royalty.
Oh, wow. Because they're so rare.
Exactly. So that one's, that's a big deal to them.
Mm-hmm.
Like mothers will even purposely try and time that to make their child, of the solar eclipse.
It's like, what did you do, Pam? 36 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
I had it sewn up until the eclipse.
Jesus.
Or cut it out early.
Hey, there you go.
There you go.
Good boy.
That was our response to that.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
Let's do it.
And we were both just like, oh, of course.
Yeah.
What else could it possibly be?
Well,
So there's an eclipse. I have to quick get this out of me.
How did I get the souls off?
And the thought I had in my brain was, wait, aren't they hatched out of eggs?
Makes sense. Crack the egg now. Hope it's cooked.
And again, yeah, I've bitched, obviously. And I've said my piece about it. But yeah, that's one of the things I had too. It's like, but why? Stuff like that. Reptiles are from eggs. They're cold-blooded. Humans are not.
Well, I know some cold-blooded humans.
Well, that's a different story. For a different time, maybe even a different podcast.
Fair.
What are you foreshadowing? What the fuck's going on?
Apparently, we're launching a new podcast.
Don't we need to stop saying that now.
Yeah.
That's going to take off. We are not launching a second podcast. Are you kidding me?
Again, yeah. Clearly, I don't like these. This is not my favorite by far. Probably my least favorite ever.
There's some vengeance.
Yeah.
What you're saying.
And I apologize for it. It's just like I was so irritated by some of this stuff.
Next one. He's gonna be hot again.
That's fine. I'm gonna make you guys pick that one. I'm going for it.
Okay.
I was mad enough at this one. I'm letting you guys pick the next one.
That's
So,
on record now.
That's fine.
I actually kind of want to cut him some slack.
After having to deal with that.
Well, after this reaction to it.
I mean, he learned his lesson.
After Savage Age, we know that your two least favorite are Rokea and the Mokale.
Mm-hmm.
I can see why. I mean, hell, we've talked about how many times now, like, I have 100% absolute trust in you.
Well, thank you. Eat this.
Do I have trust in you? Yes. Do you and I argue and debate on certain things? Absolutely.
Yeah, you're wrong sometimes.
We don't. Jesus, we don't always agree on stuff. So when you were telling me about this, I'm like, dude, dinosaurs. This sounds cool. What can be so bad?
Oh, you
And then
learned
I
your
read
lesson.
this, and then absolutely, I learned my lesson. I am very upset with myself for having to.
I remember when we were sitting around too, and we were thinking about what the next ones were going to be, and he's like, "I'll take Macaulay." He was excited about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Exactly my point.
Both of you two were.
He was ready to walk the dinosaur.
Exactly.
And now?
But they're guys' memories. So yeah, they have rights to access some of those deep further memories.
Mm-hmm.
They even have rights to like erase a memory from someone else's head, or even take parts out of a memory. Taking the part out that causes like pain or even like madness.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting ideas. Fine, but they even like the further back memories, they don't see them perfectly. They're like snippets of dreams in their heads, and they got to put those together. And sometimes they even, as a group of them, will take the different snippets together and try and piece them all together.
Well, now I don't know a whole lot about alligators. It's never come up in my life, or it's ever been a fascination to where like I need to know a lot about alligators or crocodiles.
Well, I know one will see you later, and the other one will see you in a while.
I think it's after a while, but I am again no expert.
That was nice.
I am very proud of you.
That was so good.
That was well done. Yeah. Producer Joey, everybody. She'll be here all week. It's crazy. And then I certainly don't know anything about saurians, but
Sauruses?
like memory,
Mm-hmm.
and so I mean that makes me think of something long-lived,
And that's exactly what I was thinking.
which instantly I think of like a tortoise.
Okay.
And so I wonder, Danny, if they were to dream themselves into like a turtle, would you feel better about them?
I don't have an answer for you.
You don't want to answer that ridiculous question?
No.
I just posed at you,
No.
taking full advantage of your love of the Ninja Turtles?
No, I don't.
You're not going to entertain this bullshit?
You put him into a corner so quickly.
There's wet paint there.
We're letting him stew on that. Tom, what do you got for us?
Yeah, next
we're going to
Pharaoh.
me?
Next
go to you.
Pharaoh, please.
Okay. I got Torex, your lovable were ravens.
Yes.
Lovable's one way to put it.
I think everybody loves the Corax.
I think so. I think
Like
Most
everybody-
tribes did, considering they protected them. So,
Right?
yeah,
Everybody of the world of darkness.
it's a Gaia's free pass.
Shockingly, this was the last breed that Gaia made. So they're the youngest, in quotes, they're the youngest of the changing breeds.
Save the best for last.
Or
Or-
the way it's stated in Changing Breeds, they're the tattletales. They're the ones that are going to run to mom and tattle on you.
Dude, they are the youngest
So they're the
sibling.
babies.
Oh, they are.
They're
The
the
baby
baby
sibling.
of the family.
Yep. So they're the ones that are going to always run to mom and tattle on the other siblings.
Is this going to be a situation where I pull a shoe horse on the Corax?
Yes, it is.
Oh my god.
Yes, it is. I'm
You're
excited.
gonna have to pull over the car.
I might. Well, before you get started on that, this was something I've said for years because the Corax and the Commandants, for that matter,
Mm-hmm.
have had that interesting history. I think they've leaned away from this breed is Gaia's blank and this breed is Gaia's, I think they've leaned a bit away from that in later editions, but that was a very huge component of the changing breeds is they all had a purpose, Gaia's memory.
Right.
And this goes back to the Bastet. And I have feelings about the Bastet. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
But, because the Bastet were Gaia's secret keepers.
Oh, yes.
And, go find the secrets and tell me the secrets. And they went, okay. And she'd go, okay, so what's the secrets? And they're like, I can't tell you. It's a secret.
They were really good at their job.
Yeah, they were huge assholes. And so basically they were fired, and Gaia made the Kamatas and the Korax to do the job properly and tell her some shit.
Well, they found the secrets and they kept them secret.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, I could see that being the reason why.
It makes sense why they'd say tattletales.
Yeah, that's why the Korax can't shut up, because she was tired of the shit from the Bastet. She's like, all right, Tweety, let's hear it.
So
please continue.
Hearing about that,
Yeah.
they each had their own jobs. Well, this is Gaia's eyes and ears. That is what the Korax are for. It's even stated in the book. So Gaia put wanderlust in their veins and the itchy, traveling feathers on their wings. So this breed cannot stay still. They always have to keep moving, and they're loners. So they're just always moving, trying to find secrets. They want to know everything.
That's awesome. I didn't know that, and we have a Korax in our game. I mean, very, very small part in our game. That makes so much sense when you play that character. Porter. Looking right at Porter here.
Oh yeah, when I was reading this, I'm like, oh yeah, I see exactly why he played the Korax the way he did.
Almost like that NPC was on like speed.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the best way to act them out too. I mean, they're literally, they can't get their secret out fast enough. That's how they just want to tell. Like, that's what they're bred for. They just want to get, I know a thing, I need to tell you now. Like, that's just how it is.
They're like, ooh.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I can't keep this in, I need to get it out. So obviously she also gave them speech so as to keep the other breeds from strong-arming the Korax. Because it's the little brother, I mean, they're not little brother, but the very young infant brother he easily can be strong-armed. So they consider themselves the number one know-it-alls.
Well, that absolutely tracks.
For sure. Let's see. In all, Korax were built to get in, see what's going on, and get the hell out to spread the word of what they found. That is the...
Not big combatants.
Not at all, and yet, right here, that's the next bullet point I have. They're not a fighting breed. Don't get me wrong, they have tricks to help get them out of sticky situations, but they more rely on stealth tactics.
Well, and when I covered the Ananasi, they specifically found the Korax and said, hey, tell everybody what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because they know they would. Like, if you need a word out, that's who you're going to.
Yeah. They're the Farah Broadcast Network.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, look at that, 2 for 2. Nice.
Fair broadcast. I like it. They're like the internet.
Gaia's internet. What the hell?
Yikes.
So,
Yeah.
How many forms do they have?
Only 3.
Okay.
They have, that's all the way at the end here.
Oh, sorry.
Well, I mean, it's essentially Hamid, Krynos, and Lupus.
So they have 3 forms, yep, and it's Hamid, Krynos, and Lupus, essentially. But it goes Hamid, Corvid, and Krynos. Corvid being their Raven form, Krynos being their War form, and I love their descriptions because they hate Krynos. Absolutely hate it. And this is their description of Krynos. Looks weird, has feathers, sort of a beak, human body and legs, have wings rather than arms, their fingers are claws, and their feet are huge talon-like bird things. That was their description of their Krynos.
That's a direct quote.
Direct quote from Changing Breeds.
Like from the horse's mouth at that point. But here's the thing, though, that drives me nuts. Like, I get it. They hate their Krynos. It's kind of...
Oh, you go into Changing Breeds and take a look at it. It is really weird looking.
But at the same time, and this is where the artist's interpretation comes in, right? Because you know what? Pull up Changing Breeds Revised. Pull up Angie Yokai. There's some fucking cool-looking Korax Krynos forms. Like, with the right artist, they look badass. They look fucking cool as hell. I don't even know. You know, and it's one of those things. It's the artist can make it just a creepy monstrosity thing, or just, can I have 4?
Right. And one little quote they also had, they don't pop Big Bird unless life or death situation. they call their Krynos Big Bird.
That's awesome.
Right.
That, holy shit.
I love that they called it Big Bird. That was hilarious.
Life or death situation, time to get Big Bird.
So sticking on that, I guess we'll, I like their Hamid form. Just think goth.
Okay.
They're literally thin-billed, black hair, black eyes, black clothes, jewelry. Because
Pack of clothes.
Facial piercings?
I would, yeah, well, they love, that's the thing, is Corax have actually there's a bad thing, I don't know how to say it, but they're so attracted to shiny things. That's like their easy way to get a hold of a Corax. Their addiction is shiny objects. So a Hamid Corax is going to be riddled in jewelry.
And even that makes good payment for services rendered.
Or a secret.
I mean, one and the same almost. But I was just thinking Edgar Allan Poe.
Quote the Raven.
Yeah. So these Corax only have two breed forms, Hamid and their Corvid form. And they're not made traditionally.
I was about to bring that up.
Oh, yep, I'm getting there. They actually have a rite, and it's called the Spirit Egg Rite. And it's obviously a Corax comes along and thinks you're worthy to be a Corax, so they'll perform the rite. So there's no you can interbreed, but you won't produce a Corax. So Corax have no metas.
So this is the only way to produce a Corax.
Only way to make a Corax is doing the rite on an egg, and then business as usual, and then there you go, you got a Corax.
No, is it just any egg? They can go to the store, get a dozen?
No.
They should be like, you get a Corax, and you get a Corax.
You can still do it in Hamid form, not just in Raven form. You can still make a Corax in Hamid form. It's just
Well,
you have
use
to
eggs.
perform the rite on the eggs. Be human eggs or not.
So is Easter like a big deal for them?
Oh, he's really...
Holy shit! Did not expect that. Wow.
Well, you get the bunny and the Cadbury. And
Well, I was just thinking the Cadbury.
That's where you get your Corax from.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I was thinking. The Cadbury Bunny commercial.
It's like,
different animals.
Oh, man, the Corax is crazy.
They tried the different animals with the rabbit ears. You can just see the Corax coming up.
What did I start?
I don't know.
Shame on me.
Another reason I enjoyed the Corax. They enjoy pulling pranks. Just like, I'm a ragged bitch. I love pulling pranks. Just like Nui.
I was going to say, it's 2 for 2 with you, man.
I'm 2 for 2 right now. I'm loving it.
We're going to have to give him something miserable next time.
Please don't. I don't want to have to be a Danny. So they will pull pranks to convey their message. And I like how they put, especially to the bullheaded blowhards that won't listen.
Ooh.
It's a direct quote from the book. I liked how they put that.
And what are you referencing there? Just anybody
Just
won't listen?
anybody that won't listen. Like,
I was just expecting them to say a specific era.
No.
Sure, or they could have just said a get.
See, you say that, but the Get
I know the get saved them.
Everybody saved them.
Everybody did, but the get and Fiona took
Big risks.
big risk.
Yeah, it's the Get offenders consider it lucky to have to have the Ravens there. So
I was just punching Danny. Come on.
No.
right, but we're informing people theoretically.
Right.
We're informing people
Theoretically.
Theoretically.
We really did underline
Is that what we're here for?
I
just thought we were having fun. You ruined it by putting.
I'm just here for the open bar.
It's fair. So the Corax have two bosses, Raven and Helios.
Okay.
Helios took interest in the Corax when they tricked him into, and they put direct quote, some stuff. They didn't actually go into it. They just put some stuff. So I literally have it written down in quotes, some stuff.
So they're also
That's scary.
Son,
but I didn't go into W20 and see if they actually explained it. This
That would
was
probably
just
be in
the
the
changing
Corax
breeds.
book.
Or yeah, that could have been in their own book. I did not go past changing breeds.
Right.
But this is just in that book. Some stuff.
And yes, they did the actual Helios, which is actually why I pivoted to Tom next.
Yeah, awesome.
Get the little sun connection.
So when they tricked him, it proved that they were worthy of his guidance. And obviously they're ravens. So
Which are not crows.
which are not crows. That is a different thing. So Raven gave Corax their spirit, their attitude, and they put in good looks. They're big on their looks being, in their Raven form.
I don't know. Big Bird doesn't really look that cool to me.
They hate that. I did put a little note down here, a lot like the Nuisha, and they actually tend to hang out with the Nuisha a lot. They work well together.
That makes sense. Of course, again, the Corax have just, for some reason, they largely got a free pass.
Yeah.
Well, it's your information hub. I mean, why not? I would save it. There's our eyes and ears for your care.
Look, there were a lot of changing breeds that have a lot of important functions that did not get free passes.
It's true.
I want to point out that the Girl War guy is healers. Nope. Nope.
That sounds pretty fucking important.
So, okay, do the Koraks have a litany?
No, they didn't actually go into any kind of litany.
Really?
They're told when they're getting raised, they're told their stories right then and there, and then just like the Nuisha, go.
Wow.
Just go do your thing. So the Koraks are not good at working together, and they put, this is another direct quote. I love these direct quotes because I don't know why, but they're really good in the book. Put 5 Koraks in a room. You'll get 6 opinions on what to see next, and then 7 ways about how to get there.
Okay.
This is really
So, and then Koraks, they do not have what they would like a moot or whatever. They call them gathers or parliaments, and in quotes, for those that are fancy. They call them parliaments. Think of them as moots, where all the information and stories that they've gained are shared. And they do actually collect renown like Garu.
Okay.
Oh my god, imagine that move.
Oh, it would just be you ever walk past a tree and birds are just going nuts and there's like 50 of them in there? That'd probably be the moot.
He works at this show.
Oh my god, oh no. Because what do you got? 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 I don't know. Tell me some more. Oh my god, there's too much. Tell that story again, because I didn't hear it the first 60 times you said it.
Can we get like a pill for Danny? Can we calm him down?
I do like how they explain, they go into explaining their skeletons a little bit, because you don't think of a bird, they're hollow bones.
Mm-hmm.
So they explain that their skeletons, they're not hollow, but they're skinny. So their athletics rolls in all forms are at a -1 diff.
Ooh.
But there's a downfall. Soak rolls for bashing damage in all forms +2 difficulty.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Don't
a
get
trade.
hit.
That's a trade-off, but hey, start dodging.
Mm-hmm.
They're immune to silver, obviously, because they're children of Helios.
Right, but gold is there.
But gold is their aggravated damage. It put gold as for boat in feathered form, so I think they can soak it in Hamid, because that's how it was quoted.
Well, I mean, you do the research.
It's just there. It said,
but I would imagine
direct
because
from the book for boat in feathered form, so their Hamid form, they should be fine. I mean, I just told you, in their Hamid form, they love wearing jewelry, so I'm sure.
So, yeah.
So, okay, so like decent Mr. T, probably not a Korax.
Yes. And I guess I'll swing over to one of my favorite gifts I read.
Oh.
Gifts of eye drinking.
Yes.
What the?
Yes. It's perception, empathy roll, diff 7. It's a way to gain info on how someone passed.
By eating their eye?
By eating their eye. But here's the thing. Before doing it, you need to choose, because you can only choose one eye. Now, the left eye shows you all of the crappy repercussions of the person's death. So you could see all of those repercussions. Or if you choose the right eye, it shows you what's good about him biting the farm.
Nice.
So you have to choose when performing it, which way you want to see it.
Interesting.
And obviously there's their 2, I went over it earlier, they can't look, they have the weaknesses, 2 weaknesses, biggest ones is they cannot hold back any information they have. That's why they're all jittery and like, I have to get it out, They can't.
Right.
And then they have a weakness for things that sparkle. So you have to, if you see something that sparkles, you have to do a willpower roll at a diff 7 to look away.
So they're like
If something catches your eye,
tweakers?
you willpower roll. Yeah, pretty much. Think of like ADD, like ADHD. Like they just can't, they're just doing things, just going.
yeah, no, I like thinking about them as like tweakers.
Like guys' methods.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Perfect.
they don't have tribes. Honestly, how can you trust your tribe's secrets when they're all blabbermouths? So the tribes won't work with these guys. They have what they call subcultures. I explained a few here. We got chasers actively searching for bad places, in quotes, playing X-Files. That's a direct quote. They like playing X-Files. They're actively just searching for bad things. They don't last long.
Yeah.
They're not fighters. Their business arm of the breed, they're called the Hermetic Order of Swift Light. And this culture has turned getting things delivered into a business.
Nice.
So you pay me in jewelry, secrets, whatever, I'll get what you need done. That's how that subculture works. The goals of battle. These are the scrappers of the breed, the actual fighters. So if you actually make a fighter, this would be the fighter. You want it. The Vikings gave them the name, and yeah, that's it. They're just a fighter. Like it's just born from the Viking age.
Okay.
You got the Morrigan, which is the trio of battle. And if you happen to see these 3, turn tail and run, because they only show up when something really big is going down. like huge, like astronomical scales.
Because like a sequin convention, or
no, like battle, like bloodshed, huge bloodshed kind of thing. I see what you're trying to do. Because obviously they want to gain the knowledge from the deaths of everything. Then you have the Sun Lost. It's a group that dedicates themselves strictly to the Umbra. Mostly never to be seen again. So
I was like, do they lose their bodies, or can they keep their bodies?
They didn't go into depth, really. It's just they go to the Umbra, and not many have come back. That's what they said. So I would assume they probably lost their bodies. And they're strictly spirit form now. And last, I have the Tulagak. It's an Inuit word.
Okay.
So these ones are the groups that are from the Pure Lands. Think, Canada and United States. These are the ones that are very Ragabash and Coyote-like, and they're the ones that stick with doing that mantra. They're the ones that are playing the pranks and trying to teach that way. Other than that, that's about all I got.
Okay.
Any questions?
No, I commend you. You did a lot of research, and
well, the Koraks are a fun.
They were fun to research, though.
Yeah.
I mean, there was more research. I just got so angry that I stopped.
Well, and I find it hysterical because, I was going to take the Mokale next round, but
you volunteered.
You jumped on that grenade,
right,
That's
so.
fine. It's over. Good job, Tom.
I really enjoyed it. I mean, it was easy research because they're a lot like what I really enjoyed doing with Ragabash stuff. I mean,
they're already right up your alley.
It was right up my alley. I mean, the Nuisha was great, and that helped with doing the Skorax one.
Well, I think I'm gonna go next.
Okay.
And I picked the Naga.
Yes.
I love me some Naga.
The hell's a Naga?
Naga are the were snakes.
Oh.
The snake men. Were snakes. Sometimes on planes, sometimes not on planes. They do whatever they want.
I'm sick of these snakes on these planes.
Naga are awesome. They had this whole society of dancers and mystics and monks, and I lied about all of that. But the thing is so did they. What? See, in truth, they're guys assassins.
Oh shit!
Well, that makes sense. I mean,
they're specifically set to take out those who lost their way, be it human or changing breed or whatever.
Yeah, you never want to see a Naga.
If you've seen one, it's probably already too late.
More or less.
Yeah.
They're big on their secrecy. But they would often, before the Warrior Age, even to the other Pharaoh, pass themselves off as we're guys mystics. Just to keep that.
Who's gonna say I'm an assassin?
Exactly. Oh no, we have a purpose. It's different. We're just dumb. We're dancers. We suck. It's crazy. Hey, look over there.
And throat slit.
Right. They're tricksy bastards. You go back to the Warrior Age, where in the early days they tried to stop the Warrior Age, because that becomes the first question, right? Is how does a group of guys assassins not get involved and maybe put the kibosh on that? But they tried. In the beginning, they would find particular targets out of the different changing breeds that were a problem, particular people, and they'd do their assassination. But being as good as they were, leaving no trace of their existence there, the guard would find the body, or the Gondor, or the whoever, would find the body and be like, the guard would blame whoever they were mad at the time. The war leader's dead. It's like, oh, it was the Koraks. No, it wasn't. Those guys are great. It was probably the best set though. Fuck them. And so they just really made things worse by accident.
By being too good at their job.
Right.
Man. So
eventually, they just faked extinction and fucked off into the Umbra. Yeah. They possummed out. They're like, whatever, we all died.
Nice.
That's awesome.
We can't fix this thing. You guys are fucks.
Yeah, we're out.
A little bit like the Nuisha.
Yeah, a little bit.
A bit. They have the standard three forms, or the three breeds. But, the Metis, which they call Ahi, they're not deformed, and they're actually cherished in Naga society.
Interesting.
Well, I'll tell you what's interesting, man, is a female Naga knows at conception whether or not she's going to breed true.
Really?
And gets to choose if she wants to give birth to a human or a clutch of snakes.
Holy.
Now, it doesn't specifically say it, okay? But I hope that's independent of her form at the time. Because the visual of a woman giving birth to a clutch of snakes is fucking horrifying.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Now you got me. Oh, no.
Is it a boy or a girl? Push. It's snakes. Snakes. Oh, my God.
That's why there's snakes on that plane.
Right? Let's go back to snakes are hatched from eggs. So,
Well, Naga are not.
okay.
The human female Naga gets to choose.
And let's think about, like, you know, a snake giving birth to a human baby.
That's terrifying as well.
That's a big egg. I'm more the other way around because of terrifying. But
You know, that makes me think, though, because you said
Oh my
the menace
God.
are... Yeah, tell me about it. You said the menace, they're cherished.
yeah,
So why wouldn't there be a ton more of them?
Maybe there are.
Yeah,
Go Naga hunting. See,
I think that's
report
the
back
problem.
what you find.
and you won't, which is fun. Before we get to that, though, I mean, they actually have a surprisingly close relationship with their human kinfolk. And
That makes sense. That
Yeah?
really does make sense because, like, you know, that landmine that we're tap dancing around.
mhm.
You know, you've got a small circle of people who you can talk to and, you know, hang around with.
And already Naga, they're cold-blooded, so they're creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're giving off that vibe the same way the Garu who run super fucking hot give off that vibe.
Right.
There's that inhuman quality to them. And again, that the need for secrecy. So they keep really close contact with those human kinfolk. And they'll often come out in like cults of like snake worshipping cults or actual like assassin groups that exist as kinfolk of the Naga.
I still with Joey on that. I mean, so you're an assassin. You can't tell anybody about it. You need to vent to somebody.
Well, right. And that's
why they keep
that's where the kinfolk, yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, you got to keep your line going, and you need somebody trustworthy. So, I understand that completely.
The complete secrecy.
Yeah.
To the point where, if they're spotted, like if they're outed, not like I see a guy on the street and he happens to be a Naga.
Seppuku?
No.
Really?
No, they have to sanitize the scene.
Yeah. Whoever spotted the Naga in action now has a ticking clock above their head.
And they work in groups of 2 or 3.
So if you see one,
You're done.
You're probably, and done is the word, man. You are fucking Dunyan rings. Because Naga venom is one of my favorite things.
in a bad way.
Yeah, it's up there with Balefire.
Ooh.
It's those toys that I love that I just can't use anywhere near as much as I'd like to.
Because it triggers death rolls pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about Naga venom is any bite damage they do can inject the venom.
Mm-hmm.
And they have 3 charges they can do. Recharge every 24 hours. So they can get you 3 times, theoretically, right? It does 7 levels of ag soaked separately from the bite.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's unfair.
Per bite.
That's unfair. Life's unfair.
You're right.
you don't survive that. The odds is
Not great.
no. You got to have some hot dice at that point. Holy crap!
And 7 times.
And I mean, they regen, just like Garu.
Mm-hmm.
They take ag from silver, just like Garu, so which is nice. Umbra's a problem, though.
Okay.
Their hearing isn't great either. Their sight, pretty on point, but the hearing not so much. Umbra, though, they can, I mean, there's a gift, like a rank 4 gift, they can reach the Umbra however they want, fine. But they have to, they have like Den realms, which is a thing best set have.
Yes.
Yeah. And they call it an Ananta.
Okay.
Which, it's like a den realm. It allows them to reach the Umbra, and it's like a pocket realm that includes like refreshments for guests, which is already weird by itself, right?
Yeah.
Like, and then to make it weirder, because of course, they can swallow their Ananta and take it with them, like inside them.
Oh, okay.
Because
So
again,
it's not
weird at all.
So it's not geographically based like the Den
No,
realm.
it's not.
Bastet.
Correct, and
Okay.
you can even have like a whole clutch could share one of these, or you can
Okay.
have it just for you. And if they swallow it, that's how they get to the Umbra.
Okay.
But it's like the smallest version is like it's a room with some refreshments, some food and drink for one person. And like here's a banquet hall version. What is going on?
Okay.
The you is a secrecy man.
Okay. I have some questions here.
that still puts it on a huge level of how they escape through through the Umbra. They struggle so hard to even get there.
Well, they swallowed their rooms and then they went.
Fucked off.
Okay.
They have refreshments and everything.
So I have some questions.
You can ask those. I will see what I can do.
Okay. So in the Den Realm, the Bastet version of the Den Realm, it's geographically based, and they can, basically pop from one place to another within that Den Realm. Like they can just bam. Can the Naga do the bamf trick?
Well, I mean, if they can do that trick insofar as if this sentence is so fucking odd. I'm just like I'm looking at what I'm about to say.
Send your picture of Nightcrawler. So
well, and for Bastet inside their Den Realm, they can do that. They can just be here and then pop into their Den Realm and exit somewhere else.
And then because we haven't really talked Bastet, like a Den Realm would be like a cairn for one.
Okay,
that's your territory. It's your cairn, if you will.
And based on, power and rank and everything, it's a geographic
so
square.
It's like a physical location.
Okay.
This is my city. Get out of my city.
This is like a pocket umbral realm, little pocket dimension thing, and it is. It's like
you can swallow and take with you.
Yeah, it's like it's. Yeah, I see. You see my point here that I have to say these things in a way that you guys can understand them.
And you could have like family in there, and then you ate it and you fucked off the whole family. In
That's what I was gonna say.
Right?
Can you transport people?
It's like in your spirit belly, I guess.
What if you die and it's in you? What happens?
Good luck.
They didn't cover that.
I would assume it's lost then.
I would assume if it's yours, it dies with you. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a room, but it's larger based on.
Yeah.
But not a physical location because it is. It's like a pocket realm of the Umbra. I guess.
Right.
And so they can kind of transport it with them in I guess their soul stomach. And I just made those words up. Oh my god. It's kind of like what am I saying?
Yeah.
It feels like I had a stroke.
You're not a Naga, so that's why.
Yeah, it's all gibberish.
I think Danny is
and I love these
angry
guys.
in his soul stomach.
A little bit.
He's extra irritated now because now he's hearing two awesome ones.
Right.
He had.
And I get because you like the Naga, they're cool, but like
They're
some of the
super cool.
stupid.
I don't know if it's weird.
Okay, but some of the weird shit that's
stupid.
coming out of your mouth right now.
Like it's kind of cool, but it's weird and help me understand this.
Stroke talk.
Yeah, it's stroke talk. Wax lips stupid. Wake up the monkey and show him $1.
No, okay, that's how you do
I
it.
tabled that dynamic.
Now I know.
Oh my.
So they regain rage weird.
Okay.
You still be.
We've been doing that a lot. It's okay.
I know it's great. It's beautiful. I love it. They regain rage by being underwater. You see, I'm getting weird. Everyone's looking at me like stroke talk. They gain a point of rage for every hour they spend partially or completely underwater.
Well, that's easy.
Now, partially, like, are we talking like bathtub or?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't think the.
Ooh.
That's a big snake is?
You're
That's
waiting
what she
on that
said?
assassin kill, so you just sit in the toilet.
It was not specific as to type of water. So, sure.
Yeah, water.
Yeah. Just be under there for a bit. And I don't know how much partially, like 3/4, halvesies, I don't know.
Just the tip of the tail.
Just for a second.
Just for a second.
See how it feels?
I couldn't resist.
That's good. This is a good team effort there. They don't have auspices, but they have seasons, which is like the same fucking thing.
Okay.
Like, what a season is good. We don't have to discuss that. It's the same thing, though, And their gifts, their gifts are pretty just wild. I mean, there's a lot of as the Ragabash gift or as the Philodex.
Right, yeah.
But they've got some creepy shit. Like stuff that'll wipe memories. They can, like, armor themselves up or spike themselves up. They can become incorporeal.
What?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I don't even know poor people body, but I think one of my favorites, and Daddy, you'll love this one.
Oh, great.
This is going to be your favorite.
Okay.
They turn into a bear.
No, they have the ability to masquerade as a Mokolad.
Nice.
I don't think he's side heavy enough.
I kind of love that. Though.
So pretend we're Saurian?
Yeah, I kind of love it because it's in keeping of the we're not real. And I mean, if you look through a lot of like the stereotypes, which we all do because those are fun to watch people, to hear the sentence blurb with them talking shit and other stuff. You'll have a lot of the tribes, the Gyro tribes, going like, Naga were never real. Yeah. They were just, it's just a type of Macaulay. Shut up. Naga never existed. And you have a gift there, and it's like a level 1 fucking gift. He goes, I ain't Eddie. I'm a crocodile. Shut up. Snakes here.
Well, and then
that's kind of great, isn't it?
Kind of awesome, and it helps build that aspect of of being too good at their job.
Well, and the Naga are boogeymen. Like,
absolutely.
If you don't eat your vegetables, the Naga will get you.
But again, it's like, they don't. That's not real. You're an idiot. It was just a type of Macaulay. Naga, whatever.
Now, do they have a litany?
They do have a litany. No, I didn't write it down. And it was like, it's like 6 pieces. And it's, it's like be subtle, be watchful, eviscerate the proletariat.
Makes sense.
Just trying not to laugh to go down.
But it's all, it was just one blurb. They don't even go into it. It's just like, here, there. It's a sentence. You know what this means. Yeah. There you go. But, it's all subterfuge and skullduggery, and these guys kick ass. A Naga, yo.
And nobody can know about you.
Yeah.
So good luck trying to play one.
Right? Yeah, it's the thing. Like, well, how are you gonna? You're not gonna.
Yeah, you can't.
That's how. I think that's the bigger deal.
Unless it's just you, and then you and your storytelling.
Unless you're playing Flash.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. And they did let the cat out of the bag with the Hengi Yokai. But then, also swore the Hengi Yokai to secrecy. And I feel like I wasn't there, but I feel like it went down in a way where it was like, hey, you're going to keep a secret, right?
Just waited for a way to say
and they're like,
secret.
It's just you.
They were were-crocodiles at the time.
But it's like, hey, you're going to keep the secret, right? Like, oh, yeah, it's fine. What's the big deal? And it's like, no, you don't understand. You're going to keep our secret.
Or else.
Yeah, exactly. We'll murder all of you. This is how it's going to be.
I mean, true.
I wasn't there, but I feel like that's how that conversation went. It's like, you don't understand. We're not asking. We're explaining what the future is.
That's kind of actual audio.
This is not a threat. This is a promise.
But it's not even a promise. It's a true statement.
Right?
Yeah.
I think the Nair are super fucking cool.
They really are.
But I think that brings us to our 4th choice.
Yes.
Of people who made choices today.
And Porter's other hated.
I'm not a huge fan of the Macaulay, no. But I wouldn't say I hate any of the Farah.
More than these guys?
Except, what'd you pick, Joey?
I picked the Rokia.
Jossum.
Judging by that, I'm assuming these are the weresharks.
They are the weresharks. And
yeah, man,
we're going to talk about Jaws later, but...
Good.
Right now, the Rokia, they say that they were made from before Gaia. So
what?
Life before Gaia and, before life on Earth, there was the sea. There was only the sea.
But who made them then?
The sea created 3 daughters, and it's Sa'et, Kun, and Quirtle.
So Squirtle?
Yeah, Squirtle.
We got Pokemon now.
So it's their version of the Triad.
Oh my god, I think I hate these more than the Macaulay.
So Sa'et is the mother of all hard-shelled creatures. She's the Weaver version.
Okay.
Kun is the mother of all fish and the force of creation, the wild. And that's who made the Rokia. Quirtle is the tentacled one that wants to extinguish the sun and plunge the world into darkness. The great unmaking.
I'm just sitting here, what? I mean, fuck off. Come on.
Now I know why we have your 2 least favorites, and probably my 2 least favorites now, too.
I mean, look, every changing breed has their own spin on creation.
Mm-hmm.
And of course...
This breed just took creation, there's the whatever, and threw it out the window and made it their own.
So aggressively.
Yeah. And I appreciate that. Because they are so alien and their thinking is completely their own.
Yeah.
And they took it and they ran with it. They said, okay, we're going to do it this way. And they committed to it. So I like it.
I think it's well and good for them. Okay. So, this is our creation myth. But here's the fun part. Is us as players of Werewolf the Apocalypse, we can easily bullshit. I mean, pre-Gaia is now pre-try it. Bullshit. So I would have loved, while they're telling their fun Squirtle Chicken of the Sea story, they could also tell us about how they were created and not the legend of how they were created. You know what I mean? Like something concrete that, like, as a storyteller, is a player who is interested in them beyond the scope of playing one and just understanding them. I think that would have been maybe more useful. Not to say that from a playing a Rokia standpoint, that isn't useful. You follow me? Like, that may not have been clear.
It wasn't.
Awesome.
No, Jawsome.
I mean, to understand the Rokia, for me, at least, I had to just kind of inhabit the space that they were creating.
You had to take the werewolf out of your brain.
Yeah,
for a minute.
Because it's so alien and so foreign. It was, there's the sea and all of their words and all of their stories, and I mean, their section revolves around the sea. So land isn't called land, it's called the unsea. And the sky isn't referred to as the sky, it's the oversea. So you just had to be in that mindset.
Well, and I can appreciate that. That's a barrier not unlike wanting to play a lupus.
I was just going to say, it made me understand lupus to try to inhabit the Rokia space. It was like, oh, that's what everybody's talking about.
No, I get that. And like I said, I think from trying to get your head into a Rokia, their creation myth, fine. That's not where I'm coming from.
Okay.
But I'm coming from, I'm a player. And I'm not looking to play a Rokia. Okay. Or I'm a storyteller and I'm looking for information about them. But again, I'm not playing them. I want to know how they actually came about.
I don't think they know anymore because...
But that's fine. But, like, the guy who wrote the book should. And so I'm saying I'd like that also.
I think there's a little bit of a cop-out in the book because they almost were ended. The Rokia, I mean, there's probably 10 of them on the planet.
Well, what's their job?
To survive.
They're Gaia's survivors?
They say they were before Gaia, so they don't have a Gaia job.
Their job is to survive the Great Unmaking.
Okay.
And it's in their litany. Their number one rule is survive. Do not rush foolishly into heroic endeavors unless it's a species-ending situation.
Now I'd like to take a moment to express what's happening around this table right now. Because, like, I can look around and I can see Joey trying not to laugh, and I can see Danny failing not to laugh, and I can see the look of confusion/irritation on Tom's face.
I don't know what he's talking about.
I felt that you, dear listener, should understand what we're going through right now.
Oh, it's going to get worse.
You heard it here.
Oh, great.
Okay, so their second rule is to hunt because they're predators. So they thin out schools of fish. They hunt. That's their job. Well, besides surviving. Another rule is to spawn because it's required to keep the race alive.
Well, yeah.
Caveat, not so much, Danny. Not so much because Rokia, once they reach adulthood, they stop aging and they don't die from natural causes.
What the hell?
So that Rokia that you accidentally ran into could be thousands of years old.
Well, that's impossible.
You're impossible.
Because if I'm on land, they're in the water.
Not necessarily, because there are Rokia that inhabit the unsea.
So street sharks.
They have forms, I'm assuming.
Yeah, they do.
So not street sharks.
They have a human form.
I get we were hating on them, but at least give it a chance.
Trying, kind of.
That's like the 5th time you said something about street sharks. Give it a chance for a second.
So their last rule in their litany is to swim because they equate forward movement with life. If a shark stops swimming, it'll die. If they're in any other form besides, shark, they have to keep moving, like tapping their foot, pacing. Like if they stop, they have to make a willpower roll.
Or they
frenzy. You know,
I was waiting for that.
They
I was
frenzy.
expecting that.
Yeah.
If you stop moving, you frenzy.
well, you have to make a willpower roll.
Right.
Or if you fail the willpower roll,
Then
you
do
frenzy.
roll.
And then, if you get 4 more successes on that frenzy roll, you go into the ultra frenzy that they have, because they have 2 levels of frenzy.
They enabled God mode.
Mm-hmm. They really, really did.
You're playing this video game again?
Super Mega Turbo Frenzy.
Oh, man.
Now is when you can do Street Sharks because they got Super God mode going on in Krynos in their form, so that would be Street Sharks.
So, but if they're in human form, how can they swim? I mean, I get...
How
people
can
have
they
pools.
swim?
I get
Can you
people have
swim?
pools, but like, are you... Oh, my... No, I can't swim. I only have 1 arm.
You can
I
float
mean-
though.
Maybe.
Though they all float out here.
Okay.
It was in my heart. I couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
It had nothing to do with sharks or streets or seas, but it was just in my heart.
That's fine.
Yeah, but the super ultra frenzy mode is called Kunmind, Kunmind, and it's similar to Thrall of the Worm.
Good.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good and great.
They kill and eat anything within reach.
All right then.
Yeah, it's
So
special.
God mode.
So you take them out, you should piss them off at the dynamite factory.
It's just like within reach, though. It's like, so your
But they never
Monster
stop.
Energy drink of
But they
choice
don't
right
stop
now.
moving.
Oh, man.
She stated that.
No, but it's just like... I'm trying to give the chance here, but this is ridiculous.
They don't have
Better get
any
through all their notes
metas.
first.
They don't have any metas. They have no desire to breed with Rokia. They have 0 desire.
So how do they make more?
If a Rokia mates with a shark, they are guaranteed to have 1 Rokia no matter the size of the litter.
Okay.
If a Rokia mates with a human, that will not be a Rokia. It will be a Rokia kinfolk. If the Rokia kinfolk mate with a
shark?
Rokia. What?
Just guessing.
Then
Gross.
it's right. Then it's the standard. So Hamid, human-born Rokia are exceedingly rare,
Mm-hmm. Well,
That's what
judging
it
by what
sounds
you
like.
just said, yeah.
and they only exist in the Eastern Kingdoms, the Beast Courts.
Yeah, I was about to say the oldest
Yeah.
kingdom. So yeah.
The Beast Courts protect them because there is a war going on with the Rokia right now.
Because they can't protect the seas?
No, the Rokia are actively killing other Rokia. They're having their own war of rage.
So like a civil war.
Yeah, it's called the Betweener War.
The Civil War of Rage.
No, it's just their own personal thing.
No, they weren't involved in the Imperium. They weren't involved in the War of Rage. After, it's actually about 20 years old, it was labeled like some dude. It was not defined as who it was. It was some Rokia guy. Was like, hey, those Rokia who walk on land, they're evil, let's kill them. And so now a Rokia rite of passage is to get your group together and go betweener hunting.
That's the rite of passage for all Rokia.
Well, it's one of the rites of passage. It's an option. And betweener hunting kills the kinfolk
Uh-huh.
and the Rokia and pretty much anyone associated with the Rokia.
Huh.
Yeah. So there's really no Hamid Rokia. And
Because of
betweeners hide well. So yeah, it's interesting. They almost died out actually in World War II because they had a moot near where the nuclear blast happened.
That'll do it.
Yeah. So
Awkward.
yeah.
What's the thing coming
oops.
down? Boom.
Yeah. And it basically was like, hey, what's that?
Yep.
And yeah, so they have 3 auspices: the bright water, the dim water, and the dark water.
Unique.
Yes. The bright water are their warriors. The dim water are like their leaders, and they lead packs. They decide policy. They also create fetishes.
Really?
Yeah,
I would not expect.
I know. I was like, what?
I was going to say, it sounds more like the diplomats, but then you said fetishes.
Yeah.
That's what I would expect for were sharks.
And then the dark waters are born at the eclipse, or they're born during the new moon. And they're labeled as the mad ones. They're the crazy ones because they tend to go into like the deepest water. And it was said that their biggest victories and their worst defeat were led by the dark waters. So you're never quite sure what you're going to get. It could be awesome or it could suck.
Yeah, you go big, you go home.
I did want to mention about they have roving Karens.
So like a school of fish, but cairn of sharks.
No, it's like a whale.
What, like in the whale?
No, it's like the whale.
Like a Trojan horse sort of thing?
No, it's just the whale.
So
I was going to go Pinocchio kind of thing. But it's
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
no, like the sharks just swim up and hang out with the whale, who has a Gaian spirit inhabiting the whale. And so they like talk to the whale, and the whale will give them gnosis.
So that's their
All right.
chain.
They do have regular cairns, which are called grottos, and that's where the nuclear blast happened, and oops.
Oops.
So,
Pretty general, yeah.
but they can get gnosis from these dolphins or whales that are called rorqual, and they can also learn gifts from those dolphins or whales that are just roaming around.
What's on the tip of your tongue, Porter?
Use your words.
I am gonna do my best. These guys are the worst. Like, okay,
You haven't even heard the worst part.
you tell me the worst part.
Yeah,
and then.
let's finish it out.
Okay, their forms.
Mm-hmm.
So they have the regular Hamid,
Yeah.
which was, I loved how they described it, ugly and wall-eyed.
Good.
Yeah.
That's it. Just ugly.
Well, I mean, they're
So can Hamids breathe underwater kind of thing?
They might have a gift to give them gills. Who knows?
they do the shark-born squamous. When they come on land for the first time, they will imprint on the first human they see, and that will become their race. They don't have a define of a human form, so they go, oh, that's what the humans look like, and then that's what they make themselves look like.
It's like the bounty hunters from Critters.
But what if they don't run into a human at first? They run into, like, I don't know, bird, something.
Well, it specifically said that they imprint on the first human they see.
Okay.
Then they have the glabro. Then they have the gladius, which is the 10-foot tall shark man, and it specifically said walking nightmare in the book.
So that's the street shark.
That's the
That's
street
your
shark.
Are you happy?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay. Then we've got the fighting form, and it's essentially a 50% larger shark. It's a shark, but it's just jaws. So a 20-foot shark would be a 30-foot shark.
Okay.
So this is Jaws, essentially.
Yeah. So that one incites delirium. Street shark,
Doesn't?
Does not incite delirium?
half delirium.
What the hell? What's half delirium?
Good.
That should be flipped.
I know.
Especially because the giant shark can't come out of the water.
The 10-foot tall walking nightmare shark man only incites partial delirium.
That's okay.
What
It's
in the...
amazing.
Right?
It's
I knew
amazing.
you were gonna love that.
Holy shit. No, like we make our jokes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
You know, we were at the end of the day, we were putting on a show here,
Mm-hmm.
so there's sometimes a level of hyperbole in
Okay.
our responses. Sometimes we ham that up. Sometimes we just flat out overact. But we have fun. I mean, we're doing it in service of
I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, great. Here's my thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Like, yeah, I think these guys are stupid as hell. You know, I believe that the street chick, you can't get away from that comparison.
No, you can't.
No, you can't.
I believe that came first, the street sharks.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So, I can't prove it, but I believe that was first. So I question the wisdom of the decision to see that dumb shit and go, let's put it in our game, number one. Number two, I want to point out those in-betweeners, the hunting in-betweeners.
Yeah,
Betweeners. Thank you. Sorry.
That's okay.
And I suddenly get this image of this like war party of sharks, you know, like stalking this dude on the boardwalk, and then like it's time to attack, and so they all like swim to shore and flop around and die. But
And the guy just takes 10 steps backwards so they can't get him.
right. Sorry. But and again, this comes back to I think my single biggest problem with them, okay, is it's I guess it's kind of twofold. Is their purpose? I thought at one point their purpose was, and I might be wrong because I don't care about were sharks.
Okay.
But originally I thought their purpose was, like maybe in second edition, was to be essentially the guard of the city. And I could get down with that concept.
Like just
because,
protectors of the
of the oceans, because that's somewhere that Garu can't go.
Yeah, they are protectors of the sea.
But if their goal is just to survive, that's kind of bullshit. That's not enough. You know, to have them be
the cockroaches,
essentially the Garu of the water, makes sense.
right?
There's so much water. There's so much shit down there. We don't know. We don't fucking know what's down there. It's down there.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
to be the Garu of the sea, you have to hold Gaia's litany, not your own.
Look, there's semantics that can be changed, but this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Though. You know, rather than to have a greater purpose like that, I could get down with. But then I come back to this whole human aspect. You know, a human and a wolf in spirit, and it's a Garu. You know, it's a coyote, it's a Nuisha. You know, you put Snakeman, we got our Naga. Humans can't survive underwater. Why would we choose this to be the thing to meld with the shark? Wouldn't we want like a manatee or something that was suited for being underwater? To mix with our shark, to be the protectors of the oceans, which they're not.
I was going to say, you know how many manatee are killed every year by stupid shit? Like, they're not.
Do you know how many people are killed every year by stupid shit?
Probably the same one.
How many people died of Pokemon Go?
True.
Surprisingly, a few.
So, you know what I'm saying, though? Like, to mix it with humans who have no business under the water in the first place is just such a bizarre choice to me to do for any other reason than street shark or because all the others are human, too. Do you know?
Right.
That's the thing that kills me the most.
Well,
if it had been like a squid or something or some, you know, yeah, let's do it. Let's explore the horrors of the deep. You know, those ancient banes or monsters that we as people on land can't fathom. I'd be into it.
And the lupus version, the ocean-born sharks, really don't even feel that they're related to humans. Like there are.
Well, they shouldn't.
The Glabro version isn't known to them. They can't go into it. It's a form that is just for the betweeners and the Hamids. They can't even conceptualize it.
Okay.
So the lupus-born sharks don't have that connection to the humans.
Right.
So, like, when they take on a human form, like, some of them, if they have to go on land, like, would rather die.
And, like, I guess I can appreciate that, you know? But it's like, you know, it flashed me back to Juncture Iris, actually.
Okay.
When we were talking about the alternative settings in the high school thing, and how you have to factor in classes and all this, and if you're not going to factor in classes, then why are you doing this?
Yeah.
I kind of feel that way about it. It's like, okay, well, they don't go on land, they don't hang out on land, they don't have a purpose in terms of compatibility with the other changing breeds, with the Garu.
Anything.
What are you doing here?
Yeah, what's the point?
Yeah, why are we... I mean, we're talking about it because it's part of the game that we put on a show.
Yes.
But, like, why is it here?
And it's one of those, like...
It doesn't fit.
Unless you're going to run a Rokia game.
It wouldn't make any sense otherwise.
Right? You know, to be that one in a million Hamid born, no snowflake, no. To be a betweener as a player character, not gonna work.
You're being hunted.
Well, if they know about you.
Okay.
You know? But I could see it as like a once or twice ever NPC. That might be neat. If it's needed for... Well, yeah, I mean, Beast Courts, sure. They do have their group in the Beast Courts. And, you know, I mean, they're well respected in the Beast Courts. They're still hunted by their own kind, but I don't know. It's...
I mean, I'm not talking crazy talk here, right?
No.
You know, I mean, it would be fun if I was just mad and just on the bandwagon be mad for the sake of mad. But I think I have a point here.
It's not, unless you're playing like a one-off just to have fun and you're playing a group of them, I don't see it being useful
You know, I think back to an old friend of ours, Joey, when I go, what is your purpose?
Yes. Yes.
There's an inside joke. That's radio for two. Enjoy that, everybody.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
That's okay. We'll tell you later. They do have a gift, which is kind of neat. They have a lot of gifts. Again, as the Children of Gaia gift or the Ragabash gift.
Sure. Yeah.
But they have one called Drowned. Causes air breathers to grow gills.
There's the gills thing.
Which would be neat if, like, you wanted to take somebody down and show them, like, the magical under the sea, you know, play Ariel or whatever.
Or
Go find Atlantis.
you just wanted to fuck with humans.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fun.
There's just one walking on the boardwalk and you're like, you.
Yep.
Either you jump in the water and survive, or you're gonna die up there.
Yeah.
Bye.
Now imagine if, like, you had your buddies waiting in the water and they had to jump in the water to breathe.
Food.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I mean, that'd be the only way to do it, because it's not like they could turn into some sort of hybrid form and just come up and attack. Which would seem to me like more their MO in the first place. But that's cool. I do like that gift, though.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I'll be the asshole. I don't mind. These guys suck.
I just don't understand. Like, I tried, I gave it.
Yeah.
I mean, I sat here and tried to not make fun of them, and I still don't understand why.
Yeah, what's the point?
What I took away from this and what I find to be most helpful to me was putting myself inside their headspace while I was reading it and, like, shifting my worldview and getting that understanding of the lupus mindset. Mm-hmm. Seeing that kind of come into focus and go, that's how you do that.
I get that. I mean, I could see it in their perspective. Listening to you, I can see it that way, but it's werewolf the apocalypse.
Right.
What?
And I'd said before on the show that I had always had a hard time understanding the lupus mindset.
Right. So, and I mean, if that's something that helps, then excellent.
Yeah.
You know, and again, I stand by it. I mean, look, I make my jokes, but that's what I'm here for, kind of. But, I mean, it's what we do.
Right.
You know, but yeah, you know, it's like I said, I mean, I think I have some legitimate grievances with them in terms of their incompatibility with everything else. And I think the wasted potential, again.
There is a lot of wasted potential.
Because, yeah, you call them the Guardians of the Seas. They're Aquaman. Fuck it, right?
Sure, let's roll with that.
Their guy is Aquaman.
Sure.
You know, but again, get rid of the human aspect. Make it another sea creature or something suited to that environment, right? Mm-hmm.
Well,
with the sharks.
The predator of the sea is well known to be the shark, so I can kind of see why they would pick that as the easy
Well, no, sure, shark, but again, we're going shark and man. I'm saying get rid of the man thing. Shark and squid, shark and manatee, shark and seahorse, or fucking...
manatee works because you can still do the land thing then, so yeah.
So, you know, something, you don't need the land thing. You have all these other pharaoh.
Of the sea.
Right, you have all these other pharaoh for the land thing. Fuck the land. They're about the sea, where you could have all sorts of eldritch fucking horrors down there that we don't know about because we can't go down there. I think that's wasted potential. It's a wasted opportunity on a cheap joke about kicking some Fed.
What?
You know, it's like when you hear people talk about the Black Spiral Lancer tribe, the idea of a Black Spiral tribe book. You know, it's like you feel however you feel about that. But like you ask me, that's a waste of space because you crack open any book of the worm and they call chapter 2 the Black Spiral Lancer tribe book. They've printed that 3 times. Read that chapter instead and give us a book we haven't seen before because we've read that 3 times. Hey, it's not a one for one here, but you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, yeah, I get the idea behind it.
I just feel like it's wasted potential on a one-note thing.
And see, I think it's wasted potential. And like, I would have liked to seen them go more, you know, I like the shark thing and I like the human thing. And I want to see more like, I don't know, mermaid, merman, like really dive into that. Like have the humans that can breathe underwater. And I would have liked to see more of that instead of if you walk on land, you're dead.
Oh, dear, how about we meet you halfway? How about this shit? How about we take the Macaulay's magic sleep powers and give that to the Rokia, where they can dream their Krynos form. They have their shark form, they have their human form. They can dream that squid, shark creature or whatever to handle the fucking I don't know what at the depths of the oceans. You know?
I like it.
Will it induce full delirium or not?
Well, certainly. It probably looked like an eldritch horror too. But, you know, right, how about that instead of You know, you keep the moquette, the gators and gators, and then you let
Gators and gators.
yeah, gators and crocodiles, whatever, crikey, and then you fucking, how about that? It just seems like, what are you guys doing? Like, who was trying to get fired that day?
Well, it just makes me think like Farah, and it's a quote unquote predator mixed with a human, and they just kept the same idea.
Yeah.
And then I go back to Chris Gunning's idea, what he said in the interview with the perfect form, and so I'm curious to see how he's going to bring out that for Savage Age edition. When he said, but he also said it's going to be a while for the Rokia, and I don't blame him.
It's going to be hard to tie him into anything. I mean, it really is.
Well, I mean, it's a different topic at that point, but weaponized, I think they've done a pretty neat job reimagining shit.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be cool when the day comes. But I mean, that's previous show. So apologies. Yeah, it's a and it's a future show probably. But I mean, it's my beef with the Rokia.
I get it.
But that's I think it's about our second trip into the barnyard, or maybe the aquarium.
The aquarium? Why, we have one water-based one? No, there was water in yours.
Yeah, water in the
Water.
Yeah,
Oh.
you're the odd man out.
Sweet, I fly.
Yeah, they're all water-based Farah.
And hey, one thing I thought was kind of neat. You were talking about being submerged in water.
Yes,
These guys can learn gifts that way.
by being in the water.
By talking to the spirit of the sea.
Okay.
They can't go in the Umbra without a rite or a gift. So, that's no bueno. But if they are semi-submerged in salt water, they can talk to the sea and learn gifts. So, sitting in their bathtub with table salt is good enough.
I'm going to tell you right now, I would portray the spirit of the sea as an old pirate.
I can see that.
Just immediately, and it could only be, it's just like an angry old pirate.
That's fine.
And nothing else.
Yeah. So, the Epsom salt, you mix enough of that in, hop in the tub.
Just having a bath.
Yeah.
Just talking to the sea.
Yes, scurvy dog. What gift you be learning today?
They're like, hey, I want to learn a new gift.
It's a
Okay, the
Corax on
tub's
his
over
shoulder.
there.
All right. Back to the barnyard. Do we have a Cubs corner and or gather Galen today?
Man, we ain't got shit.
Nice.
What we do have, we have more Post-it notes on the wall.
And we're getting there.
We're going to save them all up again?
We're going to save them all up,
Perfect.
and,
Then we gotta throw them in a drawer and pull them out.
Yeah, keep those ideas coming. Get another junk drawer diary. If you got
maybe we'll find that other shoelace.
crazy, you got other plot hook ideas, send those over to Danny.
Yep. Some Brennan Discord.
Specifically fucking Danny.
Yeah,
Only Danny?
Porter. Yeah, I'm saving those. Porter will not see them until we record that episode.
That's right. And again, only Danny, because if you say it out loud and I see it in Discord, or if you tell me we're not using it.
It's disqualified.
Yeah, it's the appeal here is that I have not seen them.
Mm-hmm.
That's the game.
I've got a good handful. I don't think it's enough for a full show just yet, but
yeah, keep them coming.
yes, please keep them coming.
You've seen our notifications, our ads up on Facebook and or maybe Reddit or wherever. Make sure you give those a like or an upvote or whatever from your particular platform.
Yep.
That helps it get seen.
Help spread the word.
Yeah. So do reviews.
Yeah, use your words, people.
That's right. And if you don't want to use a lot of words or even words that make sense,
It's fine too, as long as you get 5 stars on there.
yeah, because that helps
Predictive
us
text.
get to other people.
I still want to see that.
And be like, Danny likes, and then just hit the middle button.
Just see what happens.
There you go.
Please do that.
There you go.
With 5 stars.
Um,
Danny likes 5 stars. That's what I would put.
why not? Danny does like 5 stars.
I love 5 stars.
He loves Macaulay
No, I
and long
don't.
walks on the beach.
Those I don't.
With a
And
Rokia.
street yap, and he loves street sharks.
I'm waiting for the girl to come back and throw shark missiles again.
Oh boy!
Oh,
That
boy.
was awesome.
You know what we like is we like you guys.
Yes, we do.
And we want to thank you for all your support. Not everybody on Discord. We got a great community there. You should think about joining us. That's through you get that invite through our forums.
And you get to the forums through the webpage.
That's right. And what's that webpage, Tom?
RageAcrossTheInternet.com.
No,
Dot
no, no, no.
No, it is .com.
Yeah.
It
It's not
is.
What's
that
that?
or anything.
Yeah.
It's .com.
It's not .gov yet.
Yeah.
They give us those 5 stars as we try and take over the world.
Don't fucking tell
ruining the
people.
plan.
Oh, sorry.
Pinky over here.
Sorry.
This guy.
I know.
No, but we appreciate our support, and the word of mouth. If you see people, recommending us on different avenues, Facebook groups, whatever, that's a big deal. Those thumbs up helps. The ratings help. If you're in a position to support us financially, we've got the PayPal for one-time donations.
We got the Patreon for the reoccurring donations.
Yes, we do, and
Reoccurring stuff back.
yeah, we like giving stuff back. So I mean, if you're gonna donate your hard-earned money, we want to nudge you to that Patreon because we want to be able to give you shit back.
Some cool shit there, too.
And yeah, we've got our monthly hangouts for the first tier. The second tier, we've got our postmortem series.
Getting a lot of good feedback on those, too.
Oh yeah,
People are loving them.
people love those postmortems.
I did not expect that this was going to go that well. I was like, okay, this is a cool idea, but holy hell. Thanks, guys, for the feedback on these, because we're just going to keep going with it.
Oh yeah, and we're not stopping anytime soon. People get a lot of use out of them.
Yeah.
They're getting story ideas. They're getting ideas on the mindset of a player through your guys' reactions to stuff. Yeah, one of our patrons told me the other day, he's like, I have to find a way to steal all of this without just ripping you off. Yeah, I got a good laugh out of that,
But hey, he paid, he donated on Patreon, he got the idea. He has that story hook now, so go for it.
Why not?
I mean,
And see how it goes differently. Fuck it, run it exactly what we did.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly where we're going with it. See how it goes for you, and hell, we're even flattered that you want to use the ideas.
Hell yeah, And then
And then the third tier.
yes, of course, the third tier is the NPC of the Month Club, which is where we go into my own character Bible, and I give you one of those NPCs once a month. And here's the thing about that, too, is, I've always talked about revising your shit.
Mm-hmm.
And, so there have been a lot of different versions of those NPCs over the years. So while on the surface it sounds like a cut and paste job off a Word file, no, it's not. As I go through these versions and I give you kind of the ultimate version of that character.
The best of the best.
Yep. So I'm rewriting these entries every month for you. I could just copy and paste. That's not what I want to do. I want to give it the best possible version. And that includes potential, pointing directions and places that the characters could go because they have gone before,
Background information.
Oh, yeah.
That kind of stuff, yeah.
It's all the stuff you need to play that character minus the stats because, it's the least important part, but also I don't know when you're going to set it.
Right.
It's your story, so you make the stats for them.
Exactly. You want to use the Soft House Sisters, great. Maybe you're using the Soft House Sisters when they're in their 40s. Maybe when they're in their 20s. That's not up to me. That's up to you. And, you make the stats to reflect that. I can't tell you that.
That's what's neat about that one, though. I really like that you can really take those NPCs and utilize them any which way you want.
Yep. That you could play them.
Yeah.
I'd be curious if any of the top tier patrons are using those characters and they're playing those characters. I'm curious on how you're going about it differently than Porter would.
I think you should be curious about that my own self.
Yeah.
I know a couple of the guys have used them to inspire them to make their own.
Okay.
But I'm wondering how many are like, I'm going to use Roy. Roy's a great guy. I want to use him in my cairn.
Yeah,
Roy is awesome.
Roy is on he is.
best kinfolk we know.
That's the best human I've ever written. That is better than any 6 people I know. But hey, I believe that's about time for us. So on behalf of everyone here at Summer Rain Studios, we want to say thank you for tuning in. Be sure to join us next time. Keep on howling with us. Take it easy.